I'm Bob Bergeron, president of Land & Sea Incorporated, Dynamite Dynamometer. We manufacture dynamometers for anything that's got a rotating shaft pretty much, including automotive engines, industrial engines, snowmobiles, go-karts, motorcycles, pretty much anything that's got a rotating shaft. The machines that we had, as they were getting on in years, we'd been adding capacity, so that kept us with fresher machines. But as we got to the largest machines necessary to do the operations, increasing capacity wasn't refreshing the product line, the machine product line anymore. So it was time to take a look at another round of equipment, and this time we wanted to take a step up in the quality of the machines. We did the research, and Mazak, was really at the top of the list for a full line company. We didn't want to just buy one machine for today, but we wanted to buy into a company that was going to be able to support all of our needs. Some of the other machines that we looked at out there, had attractive prices on them, but not the capacity, not their long-term reputation for repeatability and just built-in integrity of the machine. We wanted something robust. We had gotten used to big machines and the stability that comes with machining on a nice heavy-duty piece of equipment. It just makes every job, even the smallest parts, go better. And if you compare the weights of the machines and go touch and feel the machines, you could see that the Mazak was a step up in that direction. Our goal with the machine was to get something that would decrease the setup time. We do a lot of components, a lot of different components, meaning a lot of different setups, and we do short runs, and that requires a machine that's easy to set up, and consequently there weren't any setup issues. We were making parts. It was delivered in December, and we're making parts in December when we got the machine. The savings in setup time turned out to be way greater savings than we even dreamed of. So in that regard, it was a real home run. Mazak had bigger standard tooling capacities and offered larger capacities to add on. That with the big magazine capacity of the machine and other features that are just built into the way that machine operates, lots of memory available in the machine, that we would be able to start to adopt a more standard tooling list and standard touch-off locations. And that's allowed us to be able to fixture up parts month to month apart and be able to repeat the part without any custom tramming in of vices and so forth. That's just huge when you're doing setup after setup after setup on short-run pieces using self-centering vices and tooling touch-off points that are part of the machine itself, rather than have to set up pieces even when incredibly close tolerances are going to be held. And that's the number one reason why we went with the Vari-Axis, and then subsequently, after we were impressed with that, went with the Mazak Integrex, the I-400S, when we went with the subspindle for the same reasons, is that by reducing the number of times the operator touches the piece, when you've got the 5-axis positioning, you don't touch the part as much. One of the things that I can't overstate is just how much of a reduction in setup times came along with this migration to these machines with large tool capacities and the second spindle to end having to do jaw changes between parts. A lot of the times we're doing short runs, and you need to know if you've got your part. And if you haven't done the flip of the part, you don't know if that handoff from one side to the other, the manual way, is going to give you a good part. And with the second spindle, we get a good part every time. And the whole thing has just made setup times inconsequential as they impact the cost of the parts. And when you're making 3 parts, that's just huge.